Do you like Airbnbs? Well, get ready for them to go away. I'm Charles Blaine, and this is Texas Tomorrow.
Are you worried about your kid's future? You should be. I'm Charles Blaine with Texas Tomorrow. This is a show where we're going to talk about the issues and the people that are pushing the policies that concern your family, your home, and your kids.
Okay, maybe I exaggerated a bit. Not all Airbnbs are going to go away, but cities across Texas are passing local regulations that cover Airbnb, Vrbo, and other short-term rentals, or STRs. Simply put, a short-term rental is any residential dwelling unit that someone rents out for a short term. Short-term rentals are everywhere, and as the hotel industry got more expensive and the quality decreased, these new opportunities really took off. It's a $64 billion industry today. You most likely stayed in one, or you certainly know someone who has, and as STRs grew in popularity, so did the concern over them. We know the rest of the story because the squeaky wheel always gets the oil. Cities across the state are responding to small but vocal groups who are saying that they don't want short-term rentals in their neighborhoods. They're in opposition to them. And they're responding by banning them either outright or just in neighborhoods zoned for single-family residential. Last summer, Dallas voted to ban short-term rentals in single-family residential neighborhoods, but they did decide to allow them to stay in multifamily neighborhoods or simply neighborhoods with apartments. This rule instantly made 1,000 short-term rentals in the city illegal, effectively shutting down a lot of people's small businesses. A lot of these are mom and pop, maybe retirees who own a home with a dwelling unit in the back, or a couple with a two-family house that they want to rent out and make some extra money. And one lady who testified that she had a small cottage behind her home that she rented out more than 100 times, and this regulation put her out of business. She called it her livelihood and her joy. The ones that were allowed to stay in existence then found themselves subject to registration fees, taxes, rules for parking, noise rules, you name it. Any rule they can think of, they came up with it. Austin, Houston, Plano, Arlington, Fort Worth, and Grapevine are all having these conversations either out in the open or they're bubbling up under the radar. Between 2020 and 2023, Louisville saw an 83% increase in STRs, so a few weeks ago, they passed an STR ordinance. It doesn't go into effect until this summer, but it includes permits, parking requirements, fines for non-compliance, and more. Separately, they considered a one-year prohibition on new STRs. However, the vote was delayed. Whether you make a couple extra bucks by renting out your room or your whole home, or you utilize an Airbnb when you take a trip out to the Hill Country or Big Bend, wherever you go, the spreading of these ordinances and bans is going to come to a city or town near you. Because that's what happens. Once these cities see another doing it, they decide to replicate it, and they just copy and paste these ordinances and bring them to their town, either in whole or in part. Houston hasn't enacted one yet, but we're not exempt from the conversation because towards the end of the year, there was a conversation at City Council about restarting this conversation in 2024. So whether you're for them or against them, get ready for a fight over that in your neighborhood. So I hope you took something away from this, and if you did, make sure you tell a friend, a family member, share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you see fit, and make sure you tune in for next week's episode of Texas Tomorrow.